the call of yesterday's Liberty Fever game and joins us now on SportsCenter alongside her dogs in the background. Apparently, they want to be in the interview as well. 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists for Caitlin Clark. This is after missing 5 games with a quad. What stood out most about Caitlin's performance yesterday?
What stood out most to me, Amina, was that Caitlin Clark, even being out for those 3 weeks, did something on the basketball court that I've never seen a player do in the WNBA. And that was that stretch that you were just talking about, that 38-second stretch where she came down and hit not just 3 threes, but 3.
Rebecca Lobo just dropped a truth bomb so powerful it could have rattled Caitlin Clark's shooting form. After the Liberty game, Lobo didn't just speak her mind. She set the whole narrative on fire. Now, fans are left stunned, wondering if Clark's unstoppable hype train just slammed into a reality check. What did Lobo say? Why now? And are we about to witness WNBA drama so spicy, even the Kardashians might take notes? Buckle up, because what Lobo just revealed might split the basketball world right down the middle. Welcome to the storm.
The thing that impresses me most about her is her ability to step up in big moments. When the bright lights are on, Caitlin Clark is also on. She went off last night for 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 7 three-pointers. Now, you guys, she had been out for over 2 weeks with a quad injury, and some were wondering if she was going to have minutes restrictions, how much she was going to be playing, if she was going to be up to full speed, and she clearly was. There was a point during the game where she had 3 three-pointers in 38 seconds, and these weren't just regular old three-pointers. These were her signature logo threes from feet behind.
So now, finally, after Caitlin Clark has turned every court into her own personal highlight reel, ESPN decides to wake up. Like a student who just realized the final project is due today, they stumble in, groggy and unprepared, pretending they've been dialed in from the start. Coffee breath and all, suddenly, she's not just the rookie everyone doubted. She's being hailed as the second coming of Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and a splash of Steph Curry, all served with a generous side of vengeance marinated in months of disrespect. 3. It took Caitlin Clark dishing dimes, hitting logo threes, and carrying an entire franchise on her back like Frodo hauling the One Ring through Mordor before ESPN finally gave her more than a blink and you miss it cameo. For weeks, she was buried between pickleball updates and deep dive analyses of LeBron's beard growth. And even when they did give her airtime, you could feel the tension in the studio, like they were forcing themselves to give her credit while still shaking off their months-long MVP blackout.
But today, we saw Caitlin have an unbelievable half. And a decent second half, in my opinion. Look, 6 assists. 6 assists, again, did turn the ball over a little bit, which wasn't the greatest half, but 7.6 assists, 4 boards is not a bad half. Like, that's 14-12 if she was on for that for the whole time. That's actually that's not bad at all, to be honest. That's really not.
Now suddenly, they are shocked she's good, shocked. As if she didn't just average 40 in college while being double-teamed, triple-teamed, and occasionally harassed by mascots. But now that the bandwagon's finally rolling, ESPN's out here scrambling like they were driving it the whole time. Yes, the same network that once aired Clark's highlights with the enthusiasm of someone watching grass grow is now replaying her no-look passes like it's the Zapruder film. Did you see that spin? They gasp, like it's breaking news that Caitlin Clark can actually hoop. This isn't just a debut. She's not just joining the league. She's rewriting the entire broadcast narrative one game at a time.
The delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid. And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years. She's just not built for the physicality of this league. Yeah, and she's not quick enough to get away from the physicality.
ESPN's out here frantically revising their notes like a teacher who just realized they've been grading the wrong kid's test all semester. And the funniest part, the whiplash in tone point 1 week. Clark's still adjusting to the WNBA speed. Next week, Caitlin Clark is the future of basketball. Oh, really? Was the future unclear when she was casually breaking NCAA records older than some franchises? or when she pulled in more viewers than an NBA playoff game just by stepping on the court. They went from let's wait and see to she's the savior of the sport faster than Angel Reese can roll her eyes. And let's talk visuals. ESPN used to air Clark's highlights in pixelated quality like they were shot on a toaster. Now, they are giving her the Marvel Studios treatment, cinematic replays, slow-mo footwork breakdowns, aerial angles like she's an Avenger. It's Clark Vision 24/7. We've got analysts dissecting her passing lanes like it's game tape from Langley. There's a full segment on her post-game hair bun like it's a national security threat. One more big game and they'll be airing her grocery runs in 4K with commentary. It's like ESPN finally realized that charisma plus raw talent plus cold-blooded clutch in one player is worth more than their entire carousel of lukewarm takes and recycled hot topic debates. Now they are all in. Commentators gushing like middle schoolers at a boy band concert, analysts backpedaling like cornerbacks, and headline segments titled, "How Clark Changed the Game," as if it didn't take them 27 games and a global petition to figure that out.
Where the New York Liberty had an 11-point lead, and Indiana needed her to come out and do that to kind of get back into the game. Her passing was on point, her scoring. Steph White took her out a little bit more rest than we're accustomed to seeing from Caitlin Clark. She still played 30 minutes in the game, but that she had no rust, had a performance like that, and you could see the joy on her face, especially in that interaction you saw with Breanna Stewart about how happy she was to be back on the floor.
Yeah, missed those 5 games with a quad injury, but definitely looked like she did not miss a step at all. Clark tied her career high for 3-pointers.
They've even started bringing on guests just to gush over her, asking, "Tell us how amazing Caitlin Clark is." Like it's a group therapy session for all the doubters who missed the train. And if anyone dares to push back on the narrative now, oh, they get side-eyed like someone clapping when a plane lands. Because in the church of ESPN, Caitlin Clark has been canonized, Saint 3 of Iowa. They are building altars, fast-tracking sainthood, and chiseling her name into the Mount Rushmore of WNBA coverage like they've been believers from day one. Meanwhile, Clark, she's just hooping like it's another Tuesday. She's not asking for flowers. She's taking them, possession by possession. And the fans? They knew. Long before ESPN stumbled into the revelation, the fans had the receipts, the merch, and the nosebleed seats from Game 1. They were screaming her name while the big networks were still figuring out how to pronounce Iowa without yawning. Now that her highlights are printing numbers, ESPN's posting, reposting, remixing, and Monet-izing like they're trying to pay off the guilt, acting like they were on board from the beginning. Like those guys who swear they believed in Bitcoin after it hit 60K. Yeah, we see you.
Fans go, you know, this is wonderful. This is great. We get to watch. We have bleacher seats here, and we get to adore these athletes. Look at Caitlin Clark, how she's kept.
Oh, yeah.
Just taken over the country, and for that matter, maybe the world, and how she's encouraged so many young girls now to participate in sports, whether it's basketball or soccer or volleyball. My dad used to always say, the greatest thing about sports is that you learn so much about real life. You learn how to be unselfish. You learn how to be dedicated. You learn how to work hard. You learn how to win. And then you learn how to pick yourself up off the ground when you lose. And that's what life is all about. And so I just have so much respect for so many of these athletes that come.
And here's the irony. The harder ESPN tries to control the narrative, the clearer it becomes. They were never leading it. They are not steering the Caitlin Clark conversation. They are chasing it. Clark didn't need ESPN to become a sensation. ESPN needed her to stay relevant in the WNBA space, to pull numbers, to trend for something other than beard debates and off-season NFL drama. Because while every Clark game was lighting up timelines and dominating discourse, their other segments were pulling view counts you could tally on a parking meter. Now, it's full-blown Clark PR mode. A routine crossover. Cue the 3-panel montage, dramatic slow-mo, and a pinned comment that reads, "She's her." Oh, now she's her? That's funny, because just 2 weeks ago, those same accounts were hyping up a preseason dunk with more fanfare than her 19-assist masterclass. Suddenly, the entire tone has shifted. The graphics are glossier. The lower thirds don't say "still adjusting." They say "record-breaking rookie." ESPN's finally speaking the language fans have been yelling all season. The vibe, gone is the cautious optimism. Now it's Caitlin Clark, messiah of the mid-range. She's getting primetime slots now. No more Tuesday tip-offs at 11 a.m. while half the country's brushing their teeth. Now, the spotlight's where it should have been from the start, and ESPN's just trying to catch up.
Clark, this is her first game back in 4 or 5 games after dealing with the quad injury. And she did not disappoint. Came out with 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, almost a triple-double. But 7 3-pointers, y'all. And she was hitting them from 40 feet. Like, she was literally shooting from anywhere, and it was cashing out. In fact, at one point in time, she hit a ridiculous one that Stewie just had to throw her hands up, and they laughed all the way back down the floor because even she